What's up, guys? Air Force Nerd here, and today I'm going to be talking about my bullying story. Now, first things first, this is going to be a two-part video. This one video is going to be about bullying in intermediate and bullying in junior high, while the other part is going to be about the high school. Now, I could have post those videos earlier, but I had technical difficulties, and I couldn't post it at all. So basically this is the I'm redoing the video. All right, without further ado, let's get started. All right, now it basically all the bullying started in intermediate, and during intermediate or at the end intermediate, I was fat and chunky, and and I was really sensitive at that time, and it it was terrible. Basically during recess, back whenever we had a recess, God, I miss those days. Basically during recess, this is how kids be like bullying me and mess with me. They went up to me, they talked just for a little bit, but then all of a sudden they would just scoop my titty. Like, I had titties back then, like big ones. And it was not cool. It wasn't appropriate. It was not good at all in any way. So I told them to stop. Told them to stop, but they kept doing it. But they kept doing it. Then I finally told the teacher, told her that, hey, these kids are skipping my chest. Can you please tell them to stop? She told them to stop. They didn't. They didn't stop. Then the absolute last time, I told the teacher that they kept doing it, and they sent me and this one person who scooped my titty to the office, and I cried and told him that I'm not no SCX object or anything like that. It was just total BS. After we got done with the office, he never did it again. Neither of those other kids. And now to junior high. And junior high, it gotten worse. Like, very worse. Like, everyone was bullying everybody. I'm guessing because of, during between 6th, 7th, 8th grade, that's when puberty started to hit. Oh, God. So, alright, let me tell you this one story. There was boys that bullied me, and there was also girls. Okay, it was just one girl, but that one girl just ruined, like, my whole years of junior high. There's 2 years in junior high. She ruined both those years for me. And it sucked. It was not right at all. So, so one time, how do I start the story? One time, she was just mean. Like, very mean. Like, there was, like, no reason to be mean. Like, I showed kindness to her, and she just took that away from me. Like, it was not right. It was not right at all. Like, whenever I sat near her, she was just being mean. And the reason why I sat near her is because two of my best friend during those time was sitting near her or sitting next to her. I was like, okay, I'll sit by y'all since I don't have anyone else sit anywhere else sit. But whenever I do sat there, she just roasted me, being mean and everything. It really was not right. It was not right at all. She basically ruined my whole 2 years of high school. One time, I sat near her one time, and there was this another girl she had like a little piece of candy. She was thinking about throwing it to someone or throwing it at a table so they can like grab it and get it. And she said, then she decided, nah, I think I'm gonna just give it to someone, like just hand it to him. I'm like, no, just throw it, man. Just like you can throw the candy, it'd be pretty funny. She was like, nah, I think I'm just gonna give it to someone. And I said, no, how about this? How about you hand that candy to me and I'll just throw it. And she overheard me. She said, oh no, you're just gonna eat it here and there because you're a fat, chubby, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna eat it. It's not mine. And we kept arguing back and forth. And I had enough of her argument. And so I put out my hand and let you know that day, it was during lunch. That day, it was spaghetti day. And you kind of see where I'm going with the story. So I was getting tired of her BS, so I put out my hand under her plate and I just went like that. And she was covered in spaghetti sauce and everything. And she was like, and she threw an apple at me, hit me right here, it didn't hurt. And she went to the bathroom to clean up, but she didn't tell on anyone or anything. But this one person saw everything and decided to snitch on me. And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell on you." Be like, "Really? You're gonna snitch on me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna snitch on you." I don't know why he would do that. It was really none of his business, but he probably didn't like me during the time or whatever. So he told the teacher everything. And so, yeah, then me and her went to the office, and I told the teacher that I admitted doing that because lately she's been really mean to me, this and that, and it was not right. And then she told her story saying that there's like a lot of stuff going on here and there. She had a lot of stress here and there. She cried a little bit, but she apologized. And I didn't forgive her. Basically, she is the reason why my 2 years of junior high were crap. It really was. I didn't forgive her. And, and we kept, then during that meeting or whatever, we finally, we didn't finally. We argued still in front of the teacher. And the teacher was like, just had it. So she's like, okay, that's enough. Just both of you go to class, don't even talk to each other. And I said, yes, ma'am. And so we went our separate ways here and there. And that's pretty much the end of that story. It was total BS. It really was. Alright, now the next story about my bullying. There was these two guys. One time during junior high, I always walked home, and and these two guys, they were best friends, and they were always like be near me or walking next to me, whatever. Yeah, I didn't want to start anything with them, but they always want to start something with me. I think the reason why they want to start something with me is that way they can like just find someone and fight them. And I wasn't gonna be that person. Like they always like they would walk right next to me. They would say, "Oh, you're this and that. You're fat. You're saying this and that." They started roasting me. They would call me names. It was not right. And I was walking right next to them. They really wanted to start something. They got in my face and everything. And I was like, okay. Be like, you gonna throw something, man? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna throw anything. I'm not gonna fight. Like they just trying to start stuff, and I didn't want to be part of it. And I told my grandpa about bullying, and he said just kill him with kindness. And I had that in my head while they were always getting in my face. I told him that while they were calling me names. I told him, "Oh, thank you, man. Thanks for those kind gestures, kind words." And I told him that, "Hey, you got nice looking shoes, man. They look better than mine." And they still got in my face. They probably thought it was a roast, but really it wasn't. Probably didn't understand me. But they just trying to keep going at it. They really wanted me to throw a punch, cause I don't know. Like basically during that time, if you want to start a fight with someone, you gotta let them punch first. And I was not willing to punch first. I was not, and I don't know why he didn't punch me or anything like that, which was a little weird. So they still kept roasting on me and everything like that. And then we walked away from each other. Like they went this way where his house was. I went this way because during that time I wanted to go to my grandpa's house. And they still kept yelling at me, saying this and that. I was like, okay, that's over. And basically all those words got to me. It really got to me. I was really, really sensitive at that time. I didn't like it one bit, not at all. Then I think it was, here's another story. Later on that year, the two same guys, they were at one of their houses, and I passed by their house, and, excuse me, I passed right by their house, and they saw me. I don't know how they saw me. They saw me. They were inside their house. I was walking away. I was like pretty good distance away from their house, and they saw me, and they just, I don't know why they want to do this. They just call me a B-A-N word, B word, A word, the N word, all that stuff. I didn't. They yell at me. They slam the door where I can hear it. I looked back. I was like, okay. And they were just being mean to me for like no reason whatsoever. It was not right. In those 2 years of junior high, it was, the bullying was worse. Junior high and bullying, it was just worse. And then here comes football season. This happened during football season. I was in football during junior high. And one of those two guys, I was talking to my friend, and I was looking at the plays at the same time. I was like talking to him while I was looking at the football plays that coach was explaining. One of those two guys, he walked right next to me, and he was trying to start something again. I was like, okay. I was ignoring him, trying to talk to my friend and up ahead. And then my friend started to hear what he was saying. And then he finally got my attention, saying this and that. He was bullying me like right there during practice, during football practice. He said this and that. I had enough what he said. I don't know why I did this. I could have just ignored him, not given any of my attention. I really wish I would have done that, but I didn't. So this is what I did. I basically grabbed his jersey because we're all wearing like shoulder pads and helmets. I grabbed his jersey. What's his jersey? I think I grabbed his helmet. I'm not too sure. I don't really remember this, but I remember this part. I went like this to him, like I headbutt his helmet with my helmet. I was trying to talk to him and tell him that that's not. I was trying to tell him this and that, and then he hit me in the shoulder. I pushed him away. He was trying to fight. He was trying to come up to me and fight me, but coaches was looking, so he stopped where he was, and he stayed where he was at, and we kept watching the play. It was not right. And I think it was during the same day, I believe, after all that happened. But basically after that situation, I had enough of football because everyone kept bullying me. I had enough of it, even though I was first team in lineman and everyone kept bullying me, which was BS. So I waited after football practice, after school. I waited for about an hour or two till Coach Comer, and he's my favorite coach of all time. I'll remember him forever. I talked to Coach Comer. I told him, hey, I want to quit. And he said, "No, you don't." And I told I told him that it's not you, it's me. You know, that cheesy breakup bull crap. And he said, "No, it's not." And he gave me a 5-minute speech saying that you had 3 weeks of football, you're really good, saying this and that. He inspired me to keep playing football. And I was like, okay, yes sir, and I walked home. Yeah. All right, guys, that's the end of this video for intermediate and junior high bullying, and I will be posting the high school story probably the next day or so. So I'll see y'all next time.